we're going to take a quick break, but however, we are going to welcome our next candidate into the studio. I believe we have a gentleman coming through the curtain who's going to watch his step as he comes in. There we go.
Curtain
There
number
he
one,
is.
curtain number two, or curtain number three.
We have multiple options, Donnie. We have multiple options. We're big time. We're big time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Russell. Mr. Russell, thanks for coming in today.
See you guys.
Hey, Big John.
Good to see you, sir.
All right, so first off, we'll go ahead and start off. We talked earlier about the uncontested races for the town council seats. I think some people would have liked to see more, but we do love the fact that you are coming back, putting your name into the ring, and again to serve Culpeper.
Yes.
So how'd the day go?
The day went well. I got a chance to. I spent most of the day over at West Fairfax and East Fairfax. Made a run out to Brown's store just to see what's going out in the countryside.
They
And,
both put you out there too?
No. I had friends out there, so I went out and visited for a little while. But it was nice. It was nice to see old friends, old constituents, and some, still some unresolved issues on the council. From when I was there, that they want to see kind of picked up again. So it was good information and fact finding for me today.
Hey, I want to compliment you on bringing the rodeo to Culpeper. That's one of the best things that's happened here in a long time. And you see from the turnout how much interest there is. Of course, my cowboy hat's in the other room, so you know where I stand.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's been a great event 2 years in a row now, around 5,500 people. People from all over the country, not even just, I'd say about half are from the Culpeper region.
Right.
But the rest are from out of state, out of country, even. And we have people come in and shop in our restaurants and lodge in our different hotels and go do some sightseeing, make a weekend out of it.
Well, you've done great with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing just seeing the throngs of folks. And again, hopefully I'll give you the opportunity, raising money for a good cause.
Yes. Yeah. Kelly Street Box Club is actually there tonight, working with the boys on some life skill. Tonight we did some gun safety and showed them like basically how, what not to do and what to do if they ever see a handgun. Because a lot of these boys, in their lives, it's not something that's in their lives, but it's something they stumble on. Right. So when you do find something, contact your parents or go to law enforcement. So, never, pick it up, never, point it at anyone, and always keep the safety on.
Right. See, when I came along, I lived in the country, and you had a gun in your hand by the time you were 10 years old.
Yeah.
But kids now don't live in the country. They don't have access to it, and sometimes the access is not good access. So
yes, that's right.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great point there, John.
But we try to teach them other things too. Like we teach them how to shave, teach them how to throw a baseball, things that dads would teach their boys because they just don't have that father figure in their home. And they're just simple things, right? Not the big things.
That is a big problem with the youth of America today. They don't have the family that we did.
Yes. Yeah. So it's been a great exercise for the last 2 years. It's just what I put my mind to and been building out. It's been a good time.
Well, you've done well.
You seem to be making a difference. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, John.
I will steal Donnie's question from earlier. You were talking about heading over to Brown's store and making the rounds in the Culpeper community. What were some things that you were hearing, some feedback from the community?
I think the sheriff race. I honestly think it's probably Tim Chilton's to lose. Just based on what the presence he had at all the polls, and just kind of the excitement that's around his candidacy. Usually there's that kind of that agent of change campaign that comes along. You see it more on the presidential level, but I think locally he's definitely had the appeal for that for the people and kind of maybe just desire to go a different direction. So that's been my sense. The school board races are the enigma for me. I don't know how those are going to shake out at all.
Yeah,
and
there's a couple of good ones there.
Yeah. So and we're going to be well served by whoever. We always are. I think, and for the most part, 99% of the time, whoever gets elected usually does what's best for Culpeper.
Yep, I agree.
So as you return back to town council, you spoke a little bit at the Culpeper Chamber of Commerce forums.
Yes.
So as you come back to council, you're a busy man. You got a lot going on with your job and your nonprofit and other interests as well. What are you looking forward to most to bring to the board, to bring back to the board, to the council?
Well, there was an issue I was working on before I left, which is this new rezoning map for the town. basically moving, adding more areas of mixed use zoning so that people who own property mainly on the highways through town can use it either for business or for residential or both. We have these beautiful homes that are sitting on 2.5 to 3 acres lots that could be used for restaurants or could be used for lodging, Airbnbs or those kinds of things. But because they're registered as residential one, their usage is limited, right? So the town had this master plan drawn up and it's stalled since I left office last. And I want to pick that back up because I think it's important for people to have choices about how their property's zoned and not have to pay through the nose to rezone something.
Well, it's kind of like a comprehensive plan for the
Mhm.
county too. That changes over time. It's not a stable situation because the interests of the community change, the
Well,
logistics
look at
change.
Clevenger's Corner.
Yes.
I mean, that's a huge, it's a huge development.
Yeah.
And they're even going to put commercial in there, for what I hear, inside that housing addition. So that's going to be quite a
Oh, they're putting
its own
houses-
city. It's going to be its own city.
I play golf out there, and my goodness gracious, I mean, it looks like the house goes up every day.
Mhm.
I feel like I have another old story to say at this point. Playing South Wales, coming around, I think it's 13. You used to be able to hear the cars up on 211, and now it's just houses. It's just
Did you once tell me that you and your brother used to sneak over there and
We'll go on to the next question now.
yeah. I mean, hey, folks, that'll do. No, Ms. Russell, again, I appreciate you coming back and willing to serve Culpeper. As we look forward past tonight, what's immediately next for you?
Immediately next, as far as going into the.
I mean, are you going to have dinner? Or are you going to go?
Oh no, I'm going to go out to Death Ridge Brewery with Nick Freitas and Bryce Reeves and hang out there tonight. So may even stop over and say hi to the Chilton campaign over there.
All right.
So it'll be good. Be a good night for everyone. I think it's we've got these races, like I said, are just really amazing people running, and I think we're just going to be well served by everyone that gets elected tonight. So.
All right, well, let me ask you.
Mhm.
We just had David Lee in here, and he's running his Kathy Campbell. What is your take on that race?
Kathy campaign's different than anyone I've ever seen. She is a late starter, and but cranks it up really hard. And she's also, like, today at the polls, she was taking pictures with every single person who came to vote
That's
and
Kathy.
posting it, right? So making them feel special. And I think a lot of times that's what people look for in a politician or an elected official is someone who will make them feel like the most important person in the world at that moment when they meet them. And that's she has that ability to do that. David Lee, I know he served on some committees in the town, and I know him to be a former administrator for a school division. I work in a school division now, so I kind of share that with him. So he'll bring a different skill set if he's elected. So it'll be interesting to see how that one shakes out.
If you were elected, would you put more water back in Lake Culpeper? Would you vote for that?
I would put more I would put more water back in Lake Pelham anytime. And
Surefire way to win. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, because it's getting dry
it
out
is,
there.
it is. And also, fix the water in our town too. It's pretty bad. So,
What do you think is the most pressing problem for the town right now? The
I
most
thi-
pressing issue?
I think it's growth. I think we've got too much rental property in the hands of too few people. And when you have that, they can set the cost and the rate of that rental property at whatever they want. They determine what the market is. And so if we allow people more flexibility with their property, with the rezoning, to allow them to put a mother-in-law suite in that they can rent out, or turn their basement into an apartment, or any of those kinds of things, use it for, kind of a semi-business purpose, it's going to create more inventory and the prices are naturally going to drop for those rental properties. The housing market, I have no idea. It's just crazy right now. I mean, they're still selling, even with the high interest rates.
Right.
I mean, it's
But a lot of them are being sold to people who rent them
yes, rent them out, turn around. Look at
because they can get whatever they want.
Lakeview and High Point are great examples of that. That's what you see back through there. People have turned those into rental properties and moved south, and just keep the houses and rent them out. So at expensive rates. I mean, these are not cheap.
Yes.
So
Well, you know what? As Culpeper continues to change, because it is unfortunately inevitable, we have some great individuals coming on to council, coming on the board. But as soon as we find these numbers out, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Again, John, I appreciate you coming back to town council. I appreciate your commitment to Culpeper, and I appreciate you coming in tonight.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your service to our community by doing this every election.
It's all
It means a
him.
lot.
It's
And
all
you're,
this
you're
guy.
a honest, behave yourself.
Yes, I will.
All right, just do me a favor. Watch
I
your
got
step.
I got Janie Schwartz now, so this is Schmidt. So she keeps him along.
Thanks for coming by.
So, yeah.